What is GDP and why does it matter? It's a question that might have popped into your mind every now and then. GDP, or Gross Domestic Product, is a bit like a country's annual or quarterly financial report. It's a measure of all the goods and services produced within a country's borders within a specific time frame, usually a year or a quarter. It's often seen as a barometer of a country's economic health and standard of living. So, why is GDP important? Well, it's a bit like a health checkup for the country's economy. It tells us whether the economy is growing or shrinking, whether it's healthy or sick. It helps policymakers make decisions about things like interest rates and budget spending. It also gives businesses an idea of what to expect in terms of economic growth and consumer spending. At its core, GDP is made up of four main components: consumption, investment, government spending, and net exports. First up, we have consumption. This is the spending by households on goods and services. It includes everything from groceries and clothing to services like haircuts and doctor visits. Consumption forms the largest part of GDP in most economies, reflecting the fact that we are, first and foremost, consumers. Next, we have investment. This is the spending by businesses on things like machinery, buildings, and other equipment that will help them produce more goods and services in the future. Investment is a sign of confidence. When businesses are investing, it usually means they expect the economy to grow. Then, there's government spending. This includes all the spending by different levels of government on everything from roads and schools to military and public services. Government spending is a key tool for managing the economy. It can stimulate economic activity during a downturn and cool it off during a boom. Finally, we have net exports. This is the value of a country's exports minus its imports. If a country exports more than it imports, it has a trade surplus, which adds to GDP. If it imports more than it exports, it has a trade deficit, which subtracts from GDP. So, to sum it up, GDP is a measure of a country's economic activity. It tells us how much a country is producing, consuming, investing, and trading with the rest of the world. It's a key indicator of a country's economic health and standard of living. It's a number, yes, but behind that number is a story. The story of an economy and the millions of people and businesses that make it up. Understanding GDP helps decode that story.